afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First off, we would like to apologize for the wait. It was due to inevitable circumstances. Members of the House of Representatives, both locally and internationally, members of the City Council of Monrovia, Lord Mayor of the City of Monrovia, Honorable Jefferson Tamakoji, Mayor of Ghana, Mayor of the Gambia, Kenefin Municipal Court, Mayor of Freetown, members of the Cabinet, other governmental officials and civil servants, the MCC family, members of the diplomatic and consular corps, our international guests and developmental partners, political, religious, and business leaders, the youth and students community, Monrovians, and friends of Liberia from all countries, members of the Fourth Estate, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the program marking the official ceremony of the 43rd Monrovia Day celebration held at the Theater of Monrovia City Hall today, the 16th of February, 2022. My name is Joy Chichi Onos, and of course, it's my pleasure to be the master of ceremony for this beautiful occasion. On behalf of the organizing committee, we would like to extend our thanks and appreciation to you all for taking time off your busy schedules and joining us to commemorate this day. And now, to officially kick off this event, I am pleased to invite Reverend John Hammer for the invocation of this program. Reverend John Hammer, a round of applause, please. Okay, it seems like Reverend John Hammer is not available. Can we have a volunteer?
Let us stand and honor the word of God, please. Let us pray. Our most gracious and everlasting Father, we have come today to say thank you for all that you have done. Lord, as we are about to start this program, we invite the Holy Spirit to come and take charge. We soak every rehearsal with the blood of Jesus. Let your name be praised. In Jesus' name.
Amen. As we are all sitting now, I would like to call Franco B. Grams, Chief of Staff of the Office of the Mayor, to give us a welcome remark. A round of applause for Mr. Grams, please. Okay, so we have a proxy for Mr. Franco B. Grams. He's the Director General, Mr. Kim P. Andrew. Please, official remarks.
His Lordship, Honorable Jefferson Tamakoji, Mayor, City Government of Monrovia, Her Worship, Honorable Yvonne Akinsaya, Mayor, City of Freetown, Her Lordship, Madam Elizabeth Na Kwatso Takuya Saki, Chief Executive, Accra Metropolitan Assembly, His Lordship, Honorable Tali Ahmed Batunda, Mayor, Kafingi Municipality, the Gambia, His Excellency, the representative of the Ambassador of Liberia's Heritage Mother, the Great United States of America, other ambassadors, the heads of foreign missions here present, members of the National Legislature, the Judiciary, the Executive, branches of the central government, local government officials, our external partners in development, national cultural unions, troops, pro-democracy groups, artists, visiting delegations of Houston, Texas, Rhode Island, and other municipalities, fellow global partners in municipal cooperation and development, members of the Fourth Estate, under the guardians and the stewardship of our city council, we salute with so much respect and honor our hard-working, diligent, ever-focused staff of the city government of Monrovia, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I stand before you at this auspicious monumental occasion marking the 43rd birth anniversary of the great city of Monrovia to share with you that not only have we come together, but we've come to listen to the progress made, the challenges encountered, and the future plans of the city government of Monrovia under the dynamic stewardship of the city mayor. This program encompasses a lot of performances, speeches, noteworthy remarks to be delivered, and a display of our cultural, ethnic, and educational values, which can be a change with all of you in different spheres and directions. I would like to recognize the presence of militants, stalwarts, and evidentes of the ruling Coalition for Democratic Change, with a salute to you as a partner to the city government in its interaction with the youth and student community. We look forward to you for more. At this juncture, I would like to say to all, happy Monrovia Day. God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Kim Andrews, for the introduction of the program and the welcome remarks. Sorry, Mr. Andrews, I think you took along my program sheet. Thank you very much. Okay, so the next item on our agenda will be the citation or the reading of the ordinance number 4, and it will be done by Miss Monrovia Geraldine Chie. A round of applause for the Queen, please. Is that the best we can do for the Queen? Thank you very much.
Ordinance number 4. An ordinance declaring February 16 a holiday within the city of Monrovia. Whereas, from 1835 to 1922, the city of Monrovia existed as a municipal government, and whereas the Legislative Acts of February 8, 1922, abolished the municipal status of the city of Monrovia and created in lieu thereof a Commonwealth district with a commissioner who served as a ceremonial head of the Commonwealth district, and whereas the Legislative Acts approved July 19, 1973, and published August 16, 1973, repealed the 1922 Act creating the Commonwealth District of Monrovia and created in lieu thereof the City of Monrovia, Monterey County. Has granted it a charter, thus restoring the municipal status with an elected mayor of 11 councilors, and whereas the first mayor and 11 councilors of Monrovia City Corporation in the 53 years were inaugurated on February 16, 1976, and thus restoring to the residents their right to manage the affairs of the city, and therefore it is ordained by the Common Council of the Monrovia City Corporation that the 16th day of February each year be declared a holiday within the city of Monrovia to be known as the Monrovia Day, to generate a sense of identity and to increase the level of awareness of the residents and thus accelerate the pace of development in the cities. That the Monrovia Day be celebrated with appropriate programs, and that the mayor of the city of Monrovia gave the state of the city message in which he shall report to the residents. The activities include the progress made and the problems encountered during the period under review. The mayor shall at the same time present his programs for the ensuing year. Done in the council chamber of the Monrovia City Corporation, this 23rd day of January AD 1979, signed Francis L. M. Horton, Chairman, Monrovia City Corporation, approved and signed by Edward A. David, Mayor of the Monrovia City Corporation, attested and signed by Samuel D. Hilst, Minister, Local Government, Rural Development and Urban Reconstruction, approved by William R. Tubber Jr., President of the Republic of Liberia. Thank you.
So at least by now we all have a little gist of what the Monrovia Day is about, just in case you didn't know. If you're just coming in, I would like to say welcome to you. Today is the Monrovia Day celebration. Let's see who is in Liberia for the first time. Can you do that by raising your hand? Also, we see we have a lot of people here. Can we all say welcome? Why are you asking that? You want people here? Can we do that again with more strength and vigor? Like say, welcome to Liberia. A round of applause for our guests. Right now, we would like to call Ivor Moore, the manager of Environmental Health Departments at MCC, for the introduction of the guest speaker.
May I have your attention, please? The arrival of the mayor of Rhode Island. The representative, sorry.
A round of applause for the representative of Rhode Island, Honorable Nathan W. Bia Sr. A round of applause, please. Okay, so Mr. Moore, take it away.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and permit me to stand on existing protocols. It is a great pleasure for me to introduce the keynote speakers of this August 43rd Monrovia Day celebration, drawing from his experiences from living and working in one of the most urbanized and resilient nations in the world, to share his thoughts on the city's theme in this year's roadmap, Rekindling City Heritage for Urban Resilience. Honorable Nathan W. Bia is an American politician and educator. Born on December 4, 1971, he grew up in Monrovia, Liberia. His parents, honest child, he was sent to a preparatory school considered as one of the most prestigious in Liberia, but his education was interrupted by the First Liberian Civil War, which caused him to immigrate to the United States. At age 20, he escaped the violence of a civil war by walking nearly 90 miles to freedom. After arriving in Providence, USA, he passed the GED and worked in a factory. He studied criminal justice and earned a degree at Rhode Island College in 1999 and then a master's degree in education administration from the University of Rhode Island in 2007. After teaching maths in Providence middle schools and high schools, Representative Bia became the principal at Dr. George Alvarez High School in Providence. His wife, Tombalina, is a teacher at Isaac Hopkins Middle School in Providence. They are the parents of 3 children, Nathan J. Ara, Natalie, and Natasha. Our keynote speaker was elected to the Rhode Island House of Representatives in November 2020, representing District Number 3. He served as a member of the House Education Committee and the House Health and Human Services Committee. Representative Bia, during his first legislative section, sponsored a new law which streamlines the English as a second language and or English language learner teaching certification process to increase the number and percentage of teachers in the state that are certified as ESL and or EAL teachers. He also sponsored a new law that allows students unable to legally complete the free application for federal students aid to participate in the RR Primary Scholarship Program. He was also named as a fellow in the National Conference of State Legislators Early Childhood Program and appointed as a member of the Office of Post-Secondary Commission Advisory Committee. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our keynote speaker, Representative Nathan W. Bia.
Thank you. You may have your seat. It's good to be in the house with all your brothers and sisters, your mother and father. Thank you all. Before I start my speech today, I would just like to extend our, first of all, to the Most High God, to say thank God for us all being here present today. Because it was through God's blessings that some of us made it through. So we say thank God. I do have a message today for us all, including myself. All right. So we will go through, as an educator, as an educator and a politician, it's very difficult to kind of stand in one spot and to give a speech because we become an orator. All right, but I will try to do my best. So, Mr. President, the Vice President of Liberia, members of the legislative and judiciary branch here present, to the most of our populous mayor that the Monrovia city ever had is Jefferson Koji. Other distinguished mayors from around the region of West Africa, members of the diplomatic corps that are here present, member of the Fourth Estate, and guests, and also to our elders and our chiefs. I say, welcome. I bring you greetings today from the people of Rhode Island, specifically from people from District 3 who I represent, and from the Liberian Community Association of Rhode Island. Historically, the link between Providence, Rhode Island, and to the landing of the settlers of Providence Island in Liberia, to the signing of our Declaration of Independence at the Providence Baptist Church, again, so we'll start again. To the signing of our Declaration of Independence at the Providence Baptist Church are intimately connected. Right in Newport, Rhode Island, the Historical Society specifically mentions the selling of the free slaves to what we call Liberia today. Our destiny as Liberians and the United States in exemplary connected. Statistically, Rhode Island hosts the most Liberians per capita within the territorial countries of the United States. Our children are the second largest student population in the Providence school system. We are making strides in educational sector of my state, Rhode Island. But as an educator in Providence, politics became my second habit. But my first passion is education. My entire career in the United States and in Providence, Rhode Island, I've been an educator. As a young man read, as I graduated, I became a teacher in the diaspora. I taught chemistry, I taught physics and biology, excelling to become a high school principal, leading the largest high school in the state of Rhode Island as the principal for that school. And as time went, on, when President Obama became president, there was a law passed in Congress that became a No Child Left Behind. When No Child Left Behind came in the United States, so schools that were failing schools that was not meeting standards, the federal standard, were considered failing schools to put in the turnaround status. At which time, I was one of those individuals from the state of Rhode Island that left Rhode Island and went to Europe for training to be able to be a turnaround administrator. So when the school is failing the entire country, I was one of those individuals that was appointed to go and look at the standard, look at added analysis of those schools and see exactly what was the problem of those schools, and we turn the school around within a year or two. So it's like meeting those academic standards and challenges. But all of those, everything that I'm saying right now is to tell you that my passion is the education of our youth in Liberia. My intent here today is to use education as a means of promoting peace through cultural heritage, especially among our regional and neighboring partners. The formation of the Monrovia Union, ECOWAS, and OAU, among others, are vital to our existence as a people. As a founding partners, Liberia has always been in the vanguard for the promotion of peace, education, economic freedom, social justice, and human rights across Africa. And the word peace Peace is very vital to us today. When peace exists, we live together, we discuss our differences, and we move forward as a nation, as a country. His Emperor Majestic Haile Selassie in the speech mentioned that, said, we look calmly to the future with confidence and courage. We see vision of better yet version of Africa, West Africa, that is not merely free, but united. Liberians and West Africa, we enjoy the diversity of our culture, distinct values, and other attributes. However, we also know that unity can be and has been attained among men of the most desperate origin, that differences of race, of religion, of culture, of tradition, and no insuperable obstacles to the coming together of people in one nation. Peace is the key for success in every nation. Peace and education, education of the youth. History teaches us that unity is strength, and cautions us to submerge and overcome our differences in the quest. Listen to this keenly. Very, very important to us Liberians and Africans. To overcome, history teaches us that unity is strength, and has cautioned us to submerge and overcome our differences in the quest of one common goal, to strive with all of our combined strength for the path to true African, Liberian brotherhood and unity that will sustain us for the next 200 years to come, if we put education to educate our future, which is our youth. But education is our path to the future, and the new and innovative education path starts now with our mayor and our current president and the future of this country. Our new innovation. I stand before you today and tell you that with our current mayor that we have and our president, we are on a new path for innovative education for the future of Liberia. Let's break from the pleasantries and let us have an open and honest conversation of us as people and the country. What do we want? Where are we? And where are we going? These questions are straightforward and needs to be answered in an honest fashion. Let us commit to assist in the educating of our youth, because education will assist us rehabilitate our less fortunate brothers and sisters. It will help and clean our streets. It would also help and attract foreign investments and investors, which will improve our economy. My brothers and sisters, before I close and have my seat, I would like to say this. I've lived in the borough for so long, over 30 plus years. We ask ourselves, even in Liberia, we ask ourselves, the question we ask ourselves, when we see each other, for us to have that great conversation, one of the first questions we ask ourselves is like, where are you from? My brothers and sisters, It doesn't matter where you're from in Liberia. You can be from Grand Jita. You can be from Nima. You can be from Maryland, from Grand Bassa, from Sino, Bombing. It doesn't matter where you're from. The most important thing, we are Liberian. Let us trust and believe in us. When we travel from here, people, we travel with one passport. It's the Liberian passport. Please. And when we travel, when we leave, we are still called African in the diaspora. It doesn't matter you're from Ghana, whether you're from Nigeria, you're from the Gambia. They don't ask us where you're from. They do not ask us. When they see you, when you speak, you have the accent, you're an African. So this is why I stand here today and I ask my brothers and sisters from various African countries, from the region, from West Africa, with the mayor and the president, we're going to work together to make sure that we regionalize education and make sure the path of our future is education in West Africa and Africa. To make this jump. This is the future of our path. So as we come together as one people, that is the message I want us to take from here today. If anyone asks you, what did the guest speaker, what he spoke about? Just one thing. The future of Liberia lies in the youth, and education is our path. So, but moreover that, our mind, I'm going to repeat this where I have my seat. It will help us to clean our streets. Education will help us to clean our streets. It will help us to attract foreign investors and investments, right? Which will improve our economy. But moreover, to clean our mind, to change our mindset. And once we clean our mindset, the path for Liberia is great. The future is great for Liberia. Again, cleanliness is next to godliness. All right? Thank you. God bless Monrovia. God bless the Republic of Liberia. And Mr. Mayor, thank you so much.
Okay. A big thanks and appreciation to Honorable Bill W. Bia Sr. for that beautiful keynote address. One thing that stuck with me is peace and education is the key to success. And we as young people, the onus is upon us to ensure that we do everything possible so that we'll be educated for us to be successful tomorrow. Before I move on to a very amazing performance from the Liberian Movie Union, I would like to recognize the mayor of Salisbury, North Carolina, who is also a major part of this program, Honorable Karen Alexander. And I would also like to recognize the 39th mayor of Hoboken, New Jersey, Honorable Ravi S. Bala. And because I'm the MC, I have the master copy of the program sheet. So time to time, I will be coming in and bringing you additional information. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, about this time, let us all put our hands together as we welcome the Liberian Movie Union for the performance that showcases the arrival of the settlers on Providence Island. You can do better than that, please. Thank you.
former mayor of the city of Monrovia. Other important mayors from other cities around the world present here today. Let me recognize Roland Martin. Hi, Roland. I also want to recognize my people, the American people. Good afternoon. From the shores of Virginia to the shores of Liberia. In 1822, free black slaves arrived on a town called Dozo. Today it's called Providence Island and the Republic of Liberia. We will tell our story, our amazing story. We will rebrand and reclaim our fame. We are the beacon of hope, the first independent nation in Africa, the Lone Star. My dear grandson, you want to say something to me?
Grandma, what is today's date?
Wow. Today is the 43rd Monrovia Day commemoration. And we are going to celebrate it knowing who we are as a people and a nation.
Yeah.
You excited?
As we celebrate today,
Sweet Lord.
as we celebrate Monrovia Day today, we would also like to remember that the month of February is Black History Month. Ladies and gentlemen, my children, I'm about to tell you a story. So you see, a long time ago, from the shores of Virginia, they came sailing across the oceans, battling against the ocean's wave and against the very creature of this earth. They struggled for days and for nights. They yearned for a place to belong. A place they will call home for themselves. A place they will feel free. And you see, yes, just at the west coast of Africa, oh, my children, there lies a land that is so beautiful, a land that is full with brilliant passions. Oh, a land that whose beauty is beyond their imagination. But you see, as the Caucasians along with the Negroes arrive with their ships, fear strikes into the hearts and minds. It's hearts and minds of the mothers, the daughters, the sons, and the fathers of that nation. I mean, who could blame them? Who could blame them? They have lived in peace and harmony for so long, but yet frightened at the sight of the Caucasian and his ships. They were determined. They were firm to protect their land, to protect their mothers and their fathers. Ladies and gentlemen, will the Caucasian, along with the Negroes, be accepted? Can they be accepted to this land? Let's find out as we portray this play.
Our wasn't to that river when you see, and then I bought to my head at the low way, or I see the people near Camille. They see people near and carry after that mess on me, the OG. Whoa, let me ask you. Do people know what to see coming? Well, what to see now? Papa didn't do away. My sister, what do you want me to but you man? Oh, Papa,
we will fight them. Let me fight it. Let me fight it.
Baba. She didn't Papa, I don't know. I was in my colony. They are all the former apology. I see people that I get an OG. I will so neck and me.
People white, people come. Take me, people go. We attack people when people come. Yes, those were our land. Our land. Nobody, no people take our land. We attack. Let's go. No fear. Me, my wife, I will battle the yellow. Get that up. Get.
So beautiful.
Sweet
Look, the green grass.
coming from to carry me.
It's so beautiful, I tell you. Can you see?
Sweet.
Come on, take a look. The lake is beautiful. I see. Just feel it.
Coming from to carry me home.
Look at the green land. Hello. Hey. Yeah, brother. Let me walk. Hey, just relax, okay? Just relax. Hey, let me move. Hey, betawaji.
Stop. Baba for where? You, man, you, come. Me, Zulu Toma, you, Nim.
Well, I'm a Robert Structure.
Huh?
Robert Structure.
Robert Stockton.
Yep.
Robert Stockton.
Sure.
Me, Zulu Toma. Long Peter. People, my people, land, my land. People, our land. You don't think people go safe. No, go back.
You have to reason with us. To the same people that saw us. We were proud. We were busy. We were the team, okay? We were team.
You want it?
Yeah. We die here. We live here forever. The same blood that runs through your veins is the same blood that runs through our veins. The same blood, okay? You have the reason.
The warning, or now, the boy you see the Pewama. You must see when you are Tanga, when you are Tanga, when you are. My God, they will Pewa. They will Pewa. One of the one of one pack. The venue are packed. On my God, get brother, our brother. Brother, our brother. You are from a young before. My chief says he cannot get people land. You must go back. Back. Go back.
I am not leaving.
Go back.
I am not going to take my behind from here. This is my country. I'm not leaving.
What? Now, oh, body also a body, sorry. Pack him up.
Machi, even a poor crab blow, Umala get at it.
What else? What else do you want us to tell you? What else do you want us to say to you? What do you want us to tell you? You talk, me, chief. Shut up! You sold us to slavery. Our sisters and brothers, they were beaten. We died of yellow fever and malaria on the Shepherd's Island. My name was Tamakoji, the chief entertainment. And yet you don't want us back home. Guess you don't know what it takes to be free.
It's okay.
To be free.
It's okay. What else you people want us to say? What else? My proud dignity as a woman was taken away.
Man, there is mortgage here. Eh? There is mortgage here. When I give you the country, when I want more pop, the you are pop, when I saw when I started.
I was raped. I was abused. I was flogged.
My 1 year. My 1 year they told you what bla magani. What prechi.
Imagine me.
People take me, people. Like Nadapo. Me brother, son, take for Nadapo go. We don't see him again. People come. People bring white man. White man. Slave, master.
Imagine me.
Banner.
Having a fatherless child. A child who do not have anyone to call daddy. Because there were too many slave masters who slept with me. They took advantage of me, not because I'm a woman, but because of the color I'm carrying.
Mama, dear, you. Mama, you can't make any affair. Mama, did you have punk? What about any? Look at my blow. One at Tadaji. Why is it? I go to Akibu. One in the bar. Did you have punk? Wait. War. No war. No fight. My chief says, no fighting. No fighting. People black. We black. We the same. Right, come. You name. Stop them. Yeah. What do you want?
Well, based on what we discussed the last time, so I'm actually here.
Hey. Talk slow, talk slow. May hear you go, talk slow, talk.
All right. Based on our former discussion, so I'm back concerning the land.
Land?
Sure.
This land?
Yes. I need a piece of land from you.
We don't sell land. We don't sell land. We hunt, we swim, we fish.
Yes.
We farm, we peace. You, what do you think?
I brought a lot of things for you.
May see things you bring.
Yes.
May see things you bring.
This is a wine, a bottle of wine.
Wow.
This thing contains a cigar and tobacco.
Cigar?
Yeah.
Now, Jaga mo tan. Jaga mo numo. Jaga na.
There are a lot of smoked fish.
Man, one year.
At the boats.
Now, Kanao, or that's me. Zmi, I get this, Zmi.
But we need to do something. Yes.
Ba. Also, today, nugget. Ono.
Yeah.
You break it down, you.
No. You have to take it easy.
Mamo.
Yeah. There is something you need to do. This is a document. You need to sign on it by accepting us.
Bring small fish. No wife cook small fish. He likes small fish. Bring small fish.
My chief says he loves small fish. His wife can cook good, so she can cook small fish. So you bring the small fish.
Yes. This is the smoked fish, some of it.
Mamu. Tan.
You, me, brothers. You bring peace, we get peace, we want. People, peace. What?
Sign. You need a sign.
Sign.
Yes. Thank you.
My son too. Get out.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord.
Did I amen? Or that person alone, did I amen? Or you person alone, did I amen?
Amen. St. John 3:16 reads, "For God so loved the world that he gave the only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him shall not perish but have everlasting life." Salvation has come to Africa. You are welcome to our church.
Amen.
Me marry you, me get power wife, you me make you successful, me like you. You follow me, go. Thank you. You, me, your wife. We baby, huh? You make baby, you tonight. You be your wife.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome the Mayor of Freetown, Mayor Yvonne Akinsoya OBE, and her entourage to the Monrovia Day celebration. Thanks to the Liberian Movie Union for a very beautiful rendition. You know, as I saw them perform the drama, it took my mind way back, and I'm very excited and glad that we have freedom now. I'm happy that we have been able to transition as a people from a place where we were beaten, from a place where we were enslaved as black people, to a place where we can all partner with our white counterparts. Again, we will have a second performance by the local artist, a selection of the Monrovia Day song called Our City Monrovia. Our local artists, are you ready? Okay, it seems like they are still getting ready. Now let us call the Monrovia Chorus for their selection. A round of applause for the Monrovia Chorus.
Liberia.
liberty, prosperity, yes, Lord. Hey, thank you, thank you, thank you, for peace, for joy, Lord, everything, for your blessing, hey, long life, liberty, prosperity, yes, Lord. Hey, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, not a good, not good, mercy. Hey, not a good, not good, mercy. Thank you, my Lord.
Thank you very much to the Monrovia Chorus for that beautiful performance. I would like to welcome all those that are just coming in. I see the mayor of MKC, Gambia, sorry. Can we put our hands together for Mayor Talib Ahmed Bensouda. Thank you very much. I'd also like to inform you that one of our partners, they are following live. That is the mayor of Salisbury, Honorable Karim Alexander. She and our entire city council, they are following live. Can we give a round of applause for them as well? They are one of our biggest partners. Thank you very much. Now we would like to call the Liberian artists for the performance of the Monrovia team song. But before then, just an information for you. Our guest speaker who talked to us, Honorable Nathan W. Bia Sr., he was a part of the 89th class of the Cathedral Catholic School. I'm very glad to announce that because I'm also from the Cathedral Catholic School. So you see, we have a lot of people from Cat Kingdom. The Monrovia Chorus, the Liberian artists, are you ready? Amen. You ain't ready? I need some strength. Are you ready? Hey. Okay, please. It seems like they'll come here and be ready. A round of applause for them, please.
May I have their attention, please? In addition to the arrival of Her Worship Yvonne Akinsaya, Mayor of the City of Freetown, I would like to recognize the presence upon the arrival of Mayor Tali Ahmed Bisunda of Kanifing Municipality, the Gambia. And of course, Honorable Elizabeth Na Kwaso Takia Saki, Chief Executive, Accra Metropolitan Assembly, and Mayor of Accra. Thank you.
Okay, so we'd like to call CIC. A round of applause for CIC, please. Can you please call?
We'll be doing the Monrovia City theme song. I would like to call on the rest of the artists, KCW, Kubazi, Erigizo, Bazi Mokopala, Stunner, and the beautiful lady in the red dress. DJ. on behalf of the artists of Liberia, I just want to say welcome every one of you to the 43rd Monrovia Day celebration. And if you are watching from the diaspora, USA, Australia, we just want to say thank you and you're welcome. And the song is called Our City. Yeah. Yeah.
We all got one Monrovia.
Enjoy myself when I walk in there, and I'm too scared to say who there. But who not left on who not left on they say that you feel like enjoyment, enjoy the feel and the shine. The real and faces so that's why.
Everything looks different when you look into a positive perspective of the city. Critics can admit it. Elected today, I do get rid of good on minute. In everywhere we can say, Monrovia ain't safe. Then when I move to the city, I hope I read it, but better like yours. Having my traffic routes in the inner city, and I'm just believing. I'm trying to chase on fire, power, man, I like in it. Yeah, I will believe my body, I see
A round of applause for our amazing Liberian artist. If you are just coming in, again, welcome to the 43rd Monrovia Day celebration. If you are part of the MCC family, as you know, this is our home. We are kindly asking you to allow our guests to have your seats, please. Let us give our seats to our guests. We can have our guests standing, please. Thank you very much. At about this moment, we'd like to take a brief remark from our guests and representatives, starting up with a remark from the representative of the high school students, Mr. Anthony Tengman from the College of West Africa. First high school to be established in Liberia. A round of applause for him. He's from the Pioneer School.
Lord Mayor Jefferson Tamakoji, international guests who are here, members of the first, second chair, and fourth estate of the Liberian government, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I am indeed privileged today to serve as the speaker on behalf of all high school students within the city of Monrovia. Firstly, let me say special thanks and appreciation goes to the Monrovia City Corporation under the stewardship of Lord Mayor Jefferson Tamakoji, Mr. Koji, Barikatao. I would also like to appreciate him for always recognizing the College of West Africa, as the College of West Africa has always distinguished itself among all schools in the country. College of West Africa is the oldest school in Liberia. It has made numerous contributions to Africa and Liberian human resource development. than almost every secondary institution in the country. Secondly, we want to say thanks to the City Corporation for fighting to keep the city up to date. But there are more to be done. In my capacity as student leader and a future leader of this nation, I jot down few recommendations that I brought to make to the city mayor today, Mr. Koji. You need to work tirelessly with the Liberian National Police to ensure that the uncontrollable traffic in most parts of Monrovia County is reduced and curtailed. You need to vigorously get involved in educating our people on waste management and environmental pollution. You need to put strategies in place to take out the recycling plastic waste so that it should be a paramount concern for all citizens in the nation. We as students are willing to work with you in bringing the best development in Monrovia City. Mayor, we need developing Monrovia City isn't a one-man struggle. It needs collective effort. Therefore, we say you should work together with all parts of the society in developing Monrovia. Happy Monrovia Day to each and every citizen in and out of Liberia, I think.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tingbert, and I'm sure the City Corporation will take your advice into consideration. Up next, we would like to call our very own Liberian American politician, a businesswoman and accountant serving as a member of the Colorado House of Representatives from the 40th District, Honorable Naquita Ricks. Do we have a representation here? Okay, so we will move on to our next remarks. Coming up next for remarks, we would like to invite to the stage a Ghanaian politician, a former member of the parliament for Okaikwe North, and most importantly, the first woman to be elected in such a position. Ladies and gentlemen, the mayor of Accra, Honorable Elizabeth K.T. Saki. Another round of applause, please. It's not easy to be a woman and be in leadership position. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everybody. I can't hear you. Aren't you happy you are here? Yeah. Be happy. We are in our 43rd Monrovia Day, and we should all be happy. Hello, everybody. Yeah, you should be happy as I am because I have happened to be the break changer of over 125 years plus, where men dominated the seat, and I'm now the first female mayor for Greater Accra. So let's all be happy. Women, we can make it. Yeah. Yes. That's right, we'll succeed. Women has been behind the curtain for too long. And today we're here, and we sure will make it. The Honorable Mayor of Monrovia, the Lord Mayor, Jefferson, and then the Honorable Mayor of Freetown, the Honorable Mayor of Kinifing, Gambia, distinguished guests, distinguished invited guests, the media, all protocol observed. I bring you greetings from the city of Accra and of course the entire nation of Ghana under the stewardship of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Oh, make it good. He's a dynamic man, so clap for him. Yeah. It is our great pleasure to congratulate all citizens of Monrovia on your 43rd celebration of Monrovia Day and applaud you, Honorable Jefferson T. Koji, the Mayor of Monrovia, for the wonderful work you are doing for the beautiful and great people of this city. Distinguished guests, as we have since known, the Republic of Liberia and Ghana share a long history of pre-independence efforts in the formation of the now African Union. Ghana was extremely active in the 8-year initiative with its ECOWAS partners to develop and enforce a ceasefire in Liberia, and the UNHCR established the Bujumbura camp in 1990 in Ghana to accommodate the influx of Liberian refugees who fled to Ghana. And today I can hear a lot of my Ghanaian languages around, welcoming me and saying, Etisen, Akwaba, Etisen. I was so touched. I was happy because I have found my brothers here. And I said to them, Mijimusu, Misumi Mama Akwaba, Semaba Fili. Both countries are still working hard in setting themselves as example for other countries in Africa in promoting resilient democratic governments and regional stability. Distinguished guests, the Accra Metropolitan Assembly has been a great advocate of sister city relationship and have developed strong link with cities such as South Carolina, Paris, Chicago, Cape Town, and Akron, amongst others. We hope that our visit to your beautiful city will help us to identify areas within the two cities that can generate a social partnership, thereby establishing a sister city relationship that will foster mutual benefit to find solution to the many challenges that engulf the two cities. A relationship that will provide financial support to community-led programs and cooperate in areas of education, health, culture, amongst others. We envisage that with the new kind of relationship existing between the two cities, we would be able to support each other in terms of creating opportunities and facilitating social, cultural, and economic development between the two cities. Once again, I congratulate you on behalf of the entire team of the city of Accra and Ghana as a whole. I congratulate you for the great achievements and great strides made as we celebrate your 48th Monrovia Day. Honorable Jefferson, I want to borrow words from our national anthem, and it states that God bless our homeland Ghana, but this time it's God bless our sister city, Monrovia. And make our nation great and strong. And I believe Liberia will be great and strong like Ghana. Together, I want to take this opportunity to stand here and to assure you that we together will collaborate with all other mayors and will make our nations in Africa here great and strong. God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Thanks for that wonderful remark. We would like to say Medasi to our Mayor of Accra. As you know, we are all supporting, with the gender minister being here, we are all supporting gender equality. So at this moment, I would like to call a young man who I see to be similar like our Lord Mayor, a young man who is very passionate about development in his municipality. He's so passionate about impacting the lives of the young people. He cares so much about the young people. That's why 11 months ago, he decided to renovate what they call the buffer zone park in the Gambia so that the young people can have a place, to enjoy themselves. The young people can have all of their recreation activity, a place, a spot for them. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all put our hands together as we welcome His Lordship Mayor Talib Ahmed Bensouda from the KMC, the Gambia.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. Good evening, everyone. Mayor Jefferson, the second youngest mayor in West Africa, because I am the youngest. Madam Mayor, my sister, Akisoya, good to see you. Mayor Elizabeth, glad to meet you. It's a real pleasure to be here. I didn't know I was going to speak today. But always happy because I found a new brother and I found a new family in the people of Monrovia. As you know, Gambia is the smiling coast of Africa and Kanifing is the heartbeat of the Gambia. And I have found that Monrovia may be the happiest city in Africa. Sorry, Freetown. So I am definitely amongst good company. We appreciate the hospitality, the friendship, and I think this is all about being one Africa, being brothers and sisters. We have a mutual destiny. When I came into office in 2018 at the age of 30 years, the reason I ran for office so young was I was wondering, what would Gambia be if I was 60 years? Where would Gambia be when I am 60 years old? And given the trends and the political leadership I saw, I got worried. So instead of standing on the sidelines like Mayor Jefferson, I said I would risk it all, put my hat in the ring, and see what I can contribute. And since I came into office, a lot has been done. We've brought a lot of changes. Or may I say, I have brought a lot of changes. And that worries me. Because when I talk in public, I say, I have done this, I have done that, I have done this. But it should be about we, because that is what sustainability is about. That is what the future is about. So now I'm more worried about building my institution, which is the Kanifing municipality. Because if Africa is to move, we need weaker men and stronger institutions. And I hope that model will be copied across the world. Without further ado, I would like to present some gifts to Mayor Jefferson, if you may join me. You can open that. Second youngest. But I'm not sure who's more handsome yet. So this is from a local artist in Gambia, from a town called Bakau. I believe your ambassador in the USA has lived there before. It represents friendship between Monrovia and Kanifing. And this is a baobab tree, which is a symbolic tree and an ancient tree in the history of Gambia. So this gift is special because I carved it myself. I'm joking, I didn't carve it. But it's from a local artist in our council, and this is a symbol of our friendship. And this is just a few scarves. The Gambian flag is red, white, blue, white, green. Red for the sun, green for the lands, and blue for the sea. And white stands for peace. Thank you, brother. Thank you all. Have a good night.
The Mayor of Kanifing Municipal Court. Before I move on to the next remark, I would like to recognize Ms. Rosa G. Royce, the former U.S. Treasurer, a woman whose signature is on the U.S. banknote. Imagine if your signature is on a U.S. banknote. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please permit me to invite a chartered accountant who abandoned her career to go back home and serve her country, a woman who is committed to transforming Freetown using an inclusive, data-driven approach to address challenges in her city, the 42nd Monrovia Day guest speaker, and a woman who is almost a Liberian, I may say, based on her profound relationship with the city of Monrovia. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for the Mayor of Freetown, Honorable Yvonne Akinsoya, OBE.
Thank you so much, Chair. My brother, the Mayor of Monrovia, Honorable Jefferson Koji, the mayors of Accra and Kanifik. Kanifik just dumped me from Monrovia just now. Honorable ministers present, members of the House of Senators and Representatives, members of the Diplomatic Corps, ladies and gentlemen, Monrovians, it's a real pleasure for me to be here again. I was here last year for the 42nd celebrations, and that was in some ways the beginning of a deepening of relationship between two cities that have a shared history and a common heritage. Freetown and Monrovia have so much in common. When we look at what you are celebrating over the last couple of days with your 200th anniversary of the founding of Monrovia, it's not insignificant, nor is it a coincidence that in just under 4 weeks from now, we will in Freetown be celebrating 230 years of the city of Freetown on the 11th of March. And that is because some of the freed captives, the formerly enslaved people who traveled to the West Coast, landed first in Sierra Leone on Shebre Island and spent some time there before coming on to Providence. So our connections go back a long way. And I'm really thrilled that in recent times, of course at national levels, those connections have been strengthened through organizations such as the Mano River Union and through the bilateral relationships between our two national governments. But at this point in time, as you celebrate the 43rd Monrovia Day, I am thrilled to say that the relationship is being strengthened at a city level. The young man who spoke on behalf of the schools highlighted some of the challenges that the city faces. Challenges that as a mayor, myself, Mayor Talib, Mayor Elizabeth, and of course Mayor Koji are not unfamiliar with. In the developing world, and particularly in our region, we face the challenges of rapid urbanization, of climate change, where we've got limited resources to build the resilience to deal with it, of waste management and sanitation, of a rapidly growing young population. What matters most to my brother the mayor and to ourselves as he celebrates this 43rd Monrovia Day along with all Monrovians is not the past. It's not even the current challenges. It's what we do to ensure we have a brighter future. And that means that we all do have to work together. And I know that he's working hard. And our role as colleague mayors, now increasingly on in this sub-region, is for us to join hands together, share our knowledge and experiences, share our best practices and our lessons learned, and ensure that each of us can do the best for the people in our cities. And that's something we're doing. So I was very thrilled to welcome my brother in Freetown in October last year when we launched our first heat action program, looking specifically at issues around heat driven by climate change. But that was also an opportunity for us to work together on sanitation. And we continue to work together. We in Freetown have been working on a number of initiatives, including Freetown the Tree Town, a planting of 1 million trees, something which I know Mayor Koji will also be taking forward. But when we talk about a young population in our cities, when we talk about the need for jobs, we think about where those jobs are going to come from. They need to come from green industry. They need to come from service industry. But we have a unique opportunity that we're tapping into, and that is for it to come from services. And those services include tourism. So I'm going to let the cat out of the bag, because Mayor Koji and myself have started a conversation. It's still in its embryonic stages, but we are confident that by next year, you will see the fruit of it. We are talking about launching and developing he says Monrovia, Freetown. I say Freetown, Monrovia. So since I've got the mic, I'm going to say Freetown, Monrovia. We're talking about launching a Freetown, Monrovia Heritage Tour to celebrate our combined histories, to ensure that we share our stories and we capture that narrative that Accra and Gambia have stolen. That's our story. The story of the original returnees. And so on this 43rd anniversary of this 43rd Monrovia Day, it is with great joy and pleasure that I wish my brother, the mayor, the councillors of the municipal, let's get this right, because we're a city council, but this is a municipal corporation. The councillors of the Monrovia Municipal Corporation and all the residents, and I say residents very deliberately, I never say citizens when I talk about cities, because you can live in my city and not be a citizen of my country, but you're a resident of my city, and therefore you are welcome. So on this day, I wish all residents of Monrovia happy Monrovia Day, and may I also use this opportunity to extend to you a warm invitation. We are starting the tour, hopefully by God's grace next year, but this year already, we've celebrated 200 years here. On the 11th of March, we're celebrating 230 years in Freetown. It's a short drive across the border. I'm extending an invitation to you all to come. Join your mayor. He's going to be there. Happy 43rd Monrovia Day. This is a point in time. This is a moment for us all to grasp. The audience before me is a young one. As we celebrate, we don't just look back. We look forward with hope. And for us, from my city to your city, as you celebrate, we wish you hope and God's blessings. Thank you.
Thanks to the mayor of Freetown. And indeed, we are rekindling city heritage for urban resilience. That's a wrap for the mayor's remarks. Now we would like to call Honorable Joel Mayberry, Deputy Chief of Mission, U.S. Embassy, Monrovia, Liberia, for a brief remark.
Good afternoon or good evening. May I just say hi to Americans who are watching this on TV, Americans in the diaspora, all American citizens in the audience. Show us your hands. Honorable Jefferson Koigi, members of the Monrovia City Council, mayors of other African cities present, members of the Diplomatic Corps, ladies and gentlemen. I am genuinely honored to have been invited to celebrate the 43rd edition of Monrovia Day with all of you today. I also want to pass along Ambassador Michael McCarthy's best wishes to all of you. I want to acknowledge you, Mayor Koigi, my friend, the City Council, and all the city employees who put in a lot of effort to organize this year's Monrovia Day. I say that because I know that Liberia, and Monrovia in particular, has been very busy organizing major events in January and February to commemorate the bicentennial of the arrival of the first Black Americans to this land. Each of these events has been a huge undertaking. And I want you to know how much the members of our presidential delegation from the United States who were here on Monday, as well as my embassy colleagues who call Monrovia home, appreciated your efforts. Thank you. also belated Valentine's Day to everybody. Everybody make a heart. The focus of my remarks today will be on the relationship between Monrovia and the United States. And I wanted to say a few words about history because we are in this bicentennial year. And then I'll talk about the present and the future. It seems to me that one obvious place to start is with the name Monrovia. When those first immigrants from the United States settled on this land, they decided to honor President James Monroe by naming their new city after him. After all, it was James Monroe who had supported the American Colonization Society's plans to resettle Black Americans in Africa, and he was also an ardent supporter of ending the transatlantic slave trade. Historians at the University of Mary Washington in Virginia have letters and contemporary newspapers written from Monrovia as early as May 1823. The American Colonization Society acknowledged Monroe's support at its February 20th, 1824 meeting when it passed a resolution naming the main town of the settlement, Monrovia. Remember that date, February 20th, 1824. In fact, it was Robert Goodloe Harper who made the formal proposal of the names Monrovia and Liberia. Who was Robert Goodloe Harper, you ask? He was a former member of the United States Senate from Maryland, state of Maryland, my home, who was involved with the American Colonization Society. And just as Monrovia is named after President James Monroe, the town of Harper in Maryland County, right here in Liberia, is named after Robert Goodloe Harper. Just so you all know, Mayor Koigi and I talk a lot about history. All the time, night and day. And specifically the history of Monrovia. For this bicentennial year, we have talked about the potential for Monrovia to develop its tourism in a bid to attract international, and get this, Liberian tourists, internal tourism. He and I have discussed the idea of creating a historic quarter in downtown Monrovia, a tourist zone like the ones we have seen in other cities around the world. Picture street signs that would clearly designate the historic quarter and plaques that identify heritage sites. Just imagine a historic quarter that encompasses the three historic churches, Providence Baptist Church, First United Methodist Church, and First Presbyterian Church. Providence Baptist Church is where Liberia's Declaration of Independence was signed on July 26, 1847. The historic quarter would include Joseph Jenkins Roberts' executive mansion, that red brick structure on Ashman Street that houses the National Library today. Another landmark is the executive mansion that served as a Liberian president's quarters until the early 1960s. It's still sitting at the corner of Ashman and Randall Streets, along with the elephant statue. Let's not forget the National Museum that once housed the country's legislature. The Centennial Pavilion, built in 1947, and President Tubman's tomb, all located in the same square block bordered by Ashman, Buchanan, Broad, and Center Streets. Speaking of Center Street, the venerable Palm Grove Cemetery, very likely in existence since the 1820s, is 4 blocks south from these sites. I think we can all agree that Palm Grove Cemetery deserves to be restored, protected, so that it can once again become a place for people to go to pay their respects to loved ones, and as with other historical cemeteries the world over, attract tourists and those who are passionate about history. Up on Ducor Hill stands the J.J. Roberts Monument, and with its fabulous bas-relief telling the story of Liberia's evolution. Up on the same hill, one can see the skeleton of the abandoned luxury Ducor Hotel that once attracted conventions, and tourists from around the globe. An old lighthouse that once guided ships into the port of Monrovia, and the remains of Fort Norris, Liberia's first defense of Monrovia in the 19th century, all those atop Ducor Hill. Also not too far away from the historic downtown, in the middle of the Mesurado River, is Providence Island, where those first American immigrants set foot on January 7th, 1822. For me to say any more about historic sites would require more time than we have here today. But I would be remiss if I did not mention that in Logantown, on Bushrod Island, it is possible to see the tomb of Zoludoma, also known as King Peter, ruler of the Day ethnic group, and another important figure, historical figure, when we talk about events in Liberia 200 years ago. You can see that today. The point I'm really trying to make here is that Monrovia has huge potential as a tourist destination. And the older generations in the audience know just how attractive Monrovia was when they were children and young adults, yes? So what about the present and the future of the city? We can all go out and catalog the challenges of a city built for a few thousand that is now trying to serve the needs of more than 1.5 million. We have all endured the traffic congestion, noted the infrastructure deficiencies, grumbled about the litter, unsanitary conditions, and dilapidated buildings. We've all empathized with those who live with chronic unemployment, drug addiction, poverty, and despair. But is that all we're going to do? Complain? No, of course not. You know what we should do? As international donors, I'm thinking of my diplomatic colleagues here, and your partners who care about the city. We care about the city and its population. We should join forces. Many of us come from countries and have visited countries with vast experience in breathing new life into dying and decaying neighborhoods and cities. We know that these are sometimes massive undertakings, but they are both possible and necessary undertakings. Amen? All right. Such efforts to rehabilitate a city, select neighborhoods in that city, or streets require financial resources, legal mechanisms, and crucially, ethical and responsible governance. But initially, they require political will and a vision. Every mayor I have ever met, and I've met a lot in my work as a diplomat in different parts of the world and back in the United States, has had a vision. And you have a vision, I know. And every mayor I've known has had to overcome all sorts of obstacles to achieve that vision. Monrovia and Mayor Jefferson Koigi, you are no different. You, Monrovia's leaders, know the issues confronting your city better than anyone else. You drive the streets. You walk the neighborhoods. You sit down in coffee shops and take the pulse of the capital. You hear the citizens' complaints. But let's be fair. There is much good about Monrovia, yes? As donors, as partners, we generally try our best to align our strategic priorities with those of the Liberian government. And speaking for the United States, I am proud to say that my USAID colleagues have been in multiple discussions with Monrovia City officials to align some of our priorities with yours. Together, the Monrovia City Council and USAID are exploring urban youth activities, government decentralization and agribusiness project designs, and water, sanitation, and hygiene trainings, to name a few of the areas. Roll up your sleeves, folks. It's coming. That's what it's going to take. We can identify challenges together and, where possible, identify the resources that will be needed to overcome the challenges. To do this, we should mobilize a broad coalition of stakeholders as possible. Community groups, the private sector, international donors, Liberians in the diaspora, Monrovia's sister cities like Dayton, Ohio, and the Liberian and Monrovia governments, of course. I understand there is another sister city relationship in the works with Salisbury, North Carolina, home to Livingston College. It gives 2 scholarships to Liberian students every 4 years. I know this all sounds like it's going to need some serious collaboration and coordination. Well, here again, the city and its various partners can step up and decide who can do what, right? Honorable Mayor, I'm sure that you have heard the phrase scarce resources more times than you care to admit. But I assure you, there is no scarcity of ideas. No scarcity of ideas for how to make Monrovia stronger than it has ever been. What we all need to do is put all our good ideas on the table, make sure they are married with your vision, make sure they align with our respective strategic priorities, and then work creatively to identify those resources that will be needed to implement the vision. But let us not forget the old adage, Rome was not built in a day. What we'll need is patience, and we'll all need to remain optimistic. Let me close with a quote from Nina Simone, an African-American singer, songwriter, and civil rights activist who lived in Liberia from 1974 to 1977. She said, "Liberians are naturally affectionate, open people, proud of their country, and the fact that a famous Black American had decided to come home, which was what they called it, to stay, meant something special to them." Ms. Simone describes the feeling like this: "I wouldn't have believed it before I arrived, but Liberia did feel like home, and I loved everything about it." Thank you again for inviting me.
There is no scarcity of ideas. We all need to come together and support the growth and development of our lovely city, Monrovia. I would like to welcome to this podium Ms. Rosa G. Royce, former U.S. Treasurer, for a brief remark. A round of applause, please.
Good evening, and thank you so much for this opportunity. I did not expect to say any remarks this afternoon, but I am deeply, deeply honored. I am here in Liberia for many, many reasons. First and foremost, I was invited by the University of Liberia to speak at a conference this morning on fiscal and monetary policies moving forward in one of the most unprecedented global economic recoveries in generations. And I accepted this invitation because I believe in you. I come from a family of I'm one of 9 children raised by a single mother whose parents whose parents immigrated from Mexico to the state of California to find work and a better life. And I have an uncle who is a Marist brother, a Catholic missionary. He has been to many, many places. He's serving now, 81 years old, still serving as a missionary in Haiti. He's been to Thailand. Of course, has served in Mexico. But the one area that he is most proud of that he has served is Africa. He shared with me recently that when he retires, if he ever retires, he would like to rest in Africa. And his number one reason, he said, is the people. There is a human spirit unlike any other human spirit that he's ever encountered. There is something to be said about what it means not just to survive, but to thrive and to find the good in everything that we see around us. And I said to him, I will go one day. So this is my first trip, but it is absolutely not my last. And the themes that I've heard today of having that collective voice, of how to move forward towards progress is going to happen, and it starts here. And I want to share one more thing. I am appointed as a congressional commissioner, in fact, on the executive committee of America 250. America 250 was established in the United States by Congress to start planning the nation's 250th anniversary in 2026, less than 5 years away. So being here, and I was at the commemoration on Monday to launch the official bicentennial celebration, what I see here in Liberia is the beginning of a conversation that we in the United States have never really had about our true history. This is free Black America, and Black history is American history. So when I return, I will write about this. I will write about my experience here, and I will use this trip and this opportunity to say that our journey to our 250th anniversary has already begun. Thank you.
We'd also like to call Mr. Roland Sebastian Mountain. He is an American journalist. He is also was a commentator for TV One, the host of News One, and Washington on Watch with Roland S. Mountains. He's also a CNN contributor, appearing on a variety of shows, including The Situation Room, Anderson Cooper's AC 360, and many more. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Mr. Roland Sebastian Mountains.
All right, so how we doing? Doing good? And it's hot too. So we're not going to be here all day. But I'm from Houston, so this is not a big deal. Where's the Houston delegation? Y'all said there's a Houston delegation. Where's H-Town? All right, I'm just checking. All right. Let's see, before I talk, we're going to do this here. Hold on one second. We need a selfie, so here we go. All right, so we're going to do this side of the room right here. Okay. Okay, hold on. We're going to do this side of the room over here. Now smile, I got 3.5 million followers, smile. Okay, there we go, all right. Certainly glad to be here. This is my third visit to the continent, the first time here in Liberia, when I had your ministers on my show, Roland Martin Unfiltered, and also our network, Black Star Network, in, I think it was September. They said, we would love for you to visit. I said, well, we could do better than that. I'll actually come here and do my show. I said, because I own it, so I don't have to ask anybody. So we've actually been live streaming this event all day back to the United States, and we've also been, of course, you streamed the event on Monday. And that's important because when you own, you can make those decisions. You don't have to ask anyone's permission. And it's also about telling our story. On March 16, 1827, the nation's first black newspaper was founded. It's called Freedom's Journal. In the third paragraph of Freedom's Journal, they wrote, "We wish to plead our own cause. Too long have others spoken for us." And the reality is, for African Americans and also people on this continent, unfortunately, other people have been speaking for us, telling our narrative, telling our story, and no one can better tell our story than us. And it should be told by folks who look like us, who sound like us, and it must be controlled and operated by us. And so what this also represents an opportunity for us to be able to not only share with what's happening here in Liberia, but there's so many African Americans today who have no understanding of the unique history when it comes to this country and also people of African descent in the United States. Those who are from Virginia, those who are from Mississippi, the 12,000 or so who travel here in a 30-year period. And so the ability to be able to share with them the information is important, because if the next generation has no understanding, then you will not have any connection, if you will. And so it was great to hear my brother from Providence, Rhode Island, because I've been to Providence for the Jeffrey Osborne golf tournament, and whenever we come for the golf tournament, we actually double the black population, because ain't that many brothers and sisters in Providence, Rhode Island. Yeah, you know I'm not lying. So when we come there for the golf tournament, Jeffrey's glad to see all the brothers and sisters come to town. But it really is about us being able to share and tell our story. I appreciate all the different remarks, but I'm also someone who believes in action and moving forward. It's interesting, as you were talking about being able to create sort of this historical markers and these landmarks. I was actually at the hotel today. I was at the monument. We were taking drone shots and doing things along those lines. And I was sharing with my brother, the minister here, was sharing with him about what can be done to be able to tell this story. And so I appreciate ideas, but I also appreciate money. So for me, do understand the way I operate is I appreciate partnerships, but I always ask how much. And so you have been having conversations with the mayor. So what I want to know is how much to create that historical zone is going to cost. So then when we're back in Washington, D.C., and we're having conversations with members of the Congressional Black Caucus, Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Senator Chuck Schumer, then we can ask how much to put in the budget, be allocated to actually pay for that. And so I will promise you this here, and then I'll take my seat. Before I leave on Tuesday, after I interview your president on Monday, I want to leave here with that number, because trust me, anytime any of those cabinet members and when the president, the vice president comes on my show, I will be specifically asking them to allocate for that amount. So you just let me know how much. And that's what we call Black Power.
Another round of applause for that amazing speech. I appreciate ideas, but I also appreciate money. Or like we would say in our local terms, resources. Now, let me call a representative of the Houston delegation, Judge Bill Littlejohn. He's a retired judge. Please. Is he here? A round of applause, please, for Judge Bill Littlejohn for brief remarks. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, sure. Come and say something on behalf of the Houston delegation. If you don't know, the city of Houston is one of our major partners. Our mayor has been there back and forth. He has been awarded in the city of Houston, and they've been so really supportive. So seeing them here today, being a part of this 43rd Monrovia Day celebration is something that is heartwarming for us. Let us continuously clap as we await. Okay.
I love this guy. He was in Houston back in November, and our entire city council just stood up. He had them all standing up, giving homage to Liberia. You all have a very unique young man here. And on top of that, he's visionary, and he's courageous. And you can deal with that. So people want to know what we're doing. I was telling you the other day, we're farming in Bami County since 2019. I won't get into that. But we also had in 1972 a sister city, Dayton, Ohio. I was part of that. That's a long time ago, Miss Tar. A long time ago. And I'm still a part of it. And we're going to do Houston sister cities, Monrovia, in April. The mayor told the Mayor Turner, we have $5 billion in our annual budget. He said, Mayor, I want you to come down here. And he's trying to do that. But people want to know what we're trying to do. The only thing we're trying to do is lift Liberia. And if you just happen to live in Liberia, that means you're included. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. A very brief remark. So finally, for our international remarks, we would like to call Honorable Naquita Ricks, State Representative, Colorado. A round of applause, please. You know, every time I am opportune to call a woman leader here, I'm very excited. Please, let us give it up for her. Good afternoon. Thank you all so much for the love. To all of the foreign guests, our ambassadors, mayors, distinguished guests who are invited today, it's my pleasure to be here on Monrovia Day. I think when I reflect about the capital city of Monrovia, which is so historical in the continent of Africa, it made history, because what happened here in Liberia was the coming together of freed blacks that came together, along with the indigenous people that were here. Also, the people that were being sold into slavery. Because part of the history that has not been told or talked about is the fact that the African Americans that came here were against slavery. So in the 1800s, as the slave trade continued along what they call the Windward Coast, they would stop those slave ships and stop slavery. So when you talk about the Congo people, those people were people who were on a ship and they had been captured into slavery, and those ships were stopped. People were taken off those ships and brought into Liberia, where they also settled. It's a combination of people who came from Barbados, the West Indies, the Caribbean, that came together. So in this 200-year experiment that we talk and that we say is Liberia, it's important to understand the unity. This is a time that Liberia can unite and come together as people, because we talk about all this beautiful stuff that we want to do. We want to rebuild, we want to capture, and all of that is necessary. But as a people, I think it's important that we unite and come together. Whether it's the Congo people, the American Liberians, indigenous, we need to put away bygones. We need to put away, unforgiveness. There's a lot of things in our hearts against this person or that person. It's time that we use the 200 years bicentennial to come together as a people, because together we will stand. Divided, we're going to fall. It doesn't matter. We can say all these wonderful things that we want to do, but let's look at our own selves. Let's look at what we are thinking about one another, all the different tribes. Put away the tribalism. It's time that we become Liberia, one nation who can serve under God because we trust in Him and know that together we can do anything. Thank you very much. Thank you to Honorable Naquita Riggs for that amazing remark. As you know, Monrovia is a very small city, and 65% of the population that we have here are all young people. And then I would like to use this moment to extend a big thanks and appreciation to His Excellency Dr. George Manning-Weah for always giving young people the opportunity to serve their country. That is the reason why we have, you know, young people like the Mayor, Honorable Jefferson Tamakoji, serving his country. A round of applause, please. Thank you. And other young people in different ministries and agencies. So on this note, I would like to call a very young man who is a representative of the District Number 9 in Monrovia, Honorable Frank Safoko, for our last remark.
Thank you very much. Let me begin by saying thank you to God for giving every one of us the opportunity for being here today. And normally He doesn't like me doing this, but I would always like to do this because I know that it is the best thing to do. Mayor Koji, a big brother, a friend, and a leader, I openly want to say today, thank you for your leadership, thank you for the friendship, and thank you for the guardians you have provided for many of us, the young people, in the growth and development. Today, for and on behalf of the people of Electoral District Number 9, let me firstly recognize the efforts of our late Representative Mona E. Pelham Youngblood, who died, and today, as her son, as her staff, coming to ascend to the 54th National Legislature, may her soul rest in perfect peace, who was working closely with the city government in making sure that they do some of the necessary amendments. Because, you know, our city at the time, there are few changes or there are few amendments that are to be made, because at the time the city was established, looking at the occupation of the city now, there are few amendments that need to be done. So today, the people of District Number 9, through my leadership, want to pledge our 4-year support in working closely with you in making some of those necessary amendments. Thank you to the people of Monrovia, and I'm going to work closely with the 10. We are 17 lawmakers in Monrovia, but we are 10 representatives in the city of Monrovia. So we're going to work together closely in making sure that our city of Monrovia be a better one. Thank you. Congratulations. Happy Monrovia Day.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, we have come to a very important part of this program, and we would like to call our gender minister, a mother, a role model to many young Liberian girls. And she's one of the member of the City Council at the Monrovia City Government, Honorable Willamita Piso Serita, to do the call to order of the City Council. Thank you very much.
What if they put it out? I don't know the chairs. I gotta put some other chair on this side. Okay.